Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our scholarship search tips for the 2013-2014 school year. The very first thing we're going to show you how to do is to get to your scholarship information. So we're already at the Ashland High School website. That's just www.ashlandcityschools.org. From there we're going to go to Departments and Guidance. Once we're on the guidance website, we're going to just come down here and look for scholarship information. And this is our scholarships website. And so the most current version of our scholarship newsletter will always be here. Before I click that, there's some other things I want to go over with you. Down below that, we have some links to scholarships, services, and guides. So if you want to know how to search for scholarships on a national level, FastWeb is a really good place to do that. Also, the Ohio Career Information System at OCIS is very good. General tips on financial aid and money for college can come from the College Gold website down here. We have a fantastic community foundation with a lot of scholarships locally, and you can search for those here. They'll also be in our newsletter a little bit closer to the due date, but they are there if you want to look at them early. Down below is a scholarship calendar. So as you can see, there's not a lot going on in November, but if we move to December, there's a few more, and then January a few more, and what we'll find is that as January and February hit, we'll get lots and lots more scholarships up on the calendar, so do pay attention to that. If I come back up here, there's some other things I want to highlight before I click on our scholarship newsletter. Please make sure when you click on this that you're looking through it, that you are checking the deadlines listed in our newsletter against the deadlines listed on the website or application. We are human, typos occur. I would never want anyone to miss a deadline because they went with the one they saw on our newsletter rather than the website. So please do double check those deadlines. As someone who's searching for scholarships, that is a responsibility of our students. They need to double check those deadlines. Also, please make sure that when you are turning a scholarship in, most of them are mailed in by the student themselves. So if that scholarship requires a transcript, the student needs to come in, request the transcript from Mrs. Deppen in the guidance office. We'll get that back to them, and then they mail that in themselves with their scholarship materials. There are some scholarships that require the student to turn it in to the Ashland High School guidance office, and in that case we'll put a transcript with it for them. There is a transcript release form that they'll need to sign in order for us to do that and then send it on their behalf. So let's take a moment and look at the scholarship newsletter just to show you how to use it. Our scholarship newsletter is a PDF file, and it's got the same reminders that I just covered up here at the top. One thing I didn't cover was that we would really like you to turn in your things early, whether you're turning them in online or mailing them in or to us. Please make sure that you're getting them in early. Some of these dates that you'll see on here are the dates where the scholarship has to be postmarked, and for other scholarships they need to actually be in the hands of the committee at that point. And every scholarship's different, so you have to check those carefully. So for example, the very first one that we're going to look at here is the Elks Most Valuable Student Award that's coming up on December 6th. And we always try to give you some details, if there are any, the eligibility criteria for the scholarship, the amounts if we know them, and then the deadline. And within that deadline, we always tell you, to the best of our ability, where you should submit that application. So for example, with the Elks, students should submit this to the Ashland Elks Lodge by December 6th. It has to be received by them no later than the 6th of December. So if you drop it in the mail on December 6th, they're not going to consider it. It has to be received by them. So you may either want to drive it down there or drop it in the mail a week early. That's up to you, but it has to be received by them. The Engineers Foundation of Ohio Scholarships. This is a series of scholarships, and it's another good example of why you need to double check deadlines and dates. This deadline is December 15th, and it's one where the students will mail it in themselves. Now, this particular organization always has December 15th as their deadline, and so what happens is sometimes December 15th falls on a Sunday, like it does this year. So students, if you are submitting an Engineers Foundation of Ohio scholarship, you will need to mail it in ahead of that December 15th deadline. And by the way, this is another one. If you check their application, it needs to be received by them by that date. So again, you're going to need to submit that early. The next one is the AXA Achievers Scholarship, and this one is an online scholarship. So you will turn this one in online. Shouldn't be a problem to submit that one by December 15th. Again, please double check things as you were going through our scholarship newsletters and searching. Just a reminder, if you would like text or email scholarship reminders, you can sign up for our Remind 101 account down here at the bottom of that newsletter. We always keep that information. And again, our scholarship newsletter will be growing throughout the year, so please check back. We will always keep the most current version of that scholarship newsletter here on the guidance website. Thank you.